What's up, everybody? Justin here on a new episode of The List. Special episode. This is The List live. I am live. So, new episode of The List, and I decided to do it live. Bring you another episode of The List live. Have many wrestling topics to talk about. A lot of news, a lot of wrestling news out there that I want to give my opinions on. Up first, I'm going to talk about Renee Young. Renee Young has been announced by WWE. Renee Young. In my opinion, she's great at her job, great interviewer, great at backstage interviews, great at sit-down interviews. She used to do commentary for, I apologize for that super bright light. Ignore it. Anyways, Renee Young used to do commentary with NXT, I believe, in 2012, 2013, 2011, maybe 2010. Anyways, I don't think 2010, but Renee Young did do wrestling commentary once before. So she's not new to it. And she was announced that she would be working as a commentator for the Mae Young Classic 2. She is working it with Michael Colt and Beth Phoenix. So Mae Young Classic 2's Renee Young on commentary with Cole and Beth Phoenix. I was very happy for her that Renee Young is finally getting to do commentary again and getting to do more stuff inside WWE than just backstage interviewer, because she's a hell of a talent. She's great at her job, and I'm sure she'll do good on commentary for the Mae Young Classic 2. But it was announced Mae Young will be the commentator, a guest commentator for the entire episode of Monday Night Raw this coming Monday. Renee Young on the Raw commentary team with Corey Graves and Michael Cole. Is this going to be a weekly thing? I don't think so. I believe she's just going to guest commentate on Raw the times Jonathan Coachman cannot be there. That's my opinion. I'm going to try to get rid of this bright light. So I just had to do that because the sun was really annoying. That was annoying me and distracting. So Renee Young on commentary for Raw this Monday. I love it. I like it. Great idea. Corey Graves and Renee Young, they have great chemistry. They've worked together before. I would like Coach to go away. I don't hate Jonathan Coachman, but I don't like him as a commentator anymore. He was okay in his first run in the company, but replace Coach with Renee Young. And this should have been, by the way, in my opinion, it's a long overdue. Renee Young should have got to commentate on Raw years ago. But at least she's getting to do it. Finally, it's about damn time, WWE. You wake up and let Renee Young be a commentator on pay-per-views and Raws. And maybe even SmackDowns. Anyways, this is perfect timing because Renee Young's calling the Mae Young Classic. And she's getting to call Monday Night Raw on commentary. I don't know for how long. And I think they're going to put not Mae Young. Mae Young is dead. They're going to put Renee Young, I believe, on commentary at the Evolution All Women's pay-per-view. That'd be a great idea. Beth Phoenix, Renee Young, let them call the whole pay-per-view. But they'll probably have Michael Cole in the middle of them. Sadly, Vince is going to put a male commentator at Evolution because he feels like he has to. But I'd rather just hear Beth Phoenix, Renee Young call the entire Evolution by themselves. Or just them two. So congratulations to Renee Young. I'm a big fan of hers. She really deserves to be on Raw commentary. Also on pay-per-view commentary. Next topic on this list live I'm going to talk about is pretty big, really big news, really huge news, really big news. The Madison Square Garden Ring of Honor New Japan show has officially sold out. Tickets went on sale, I believe, Friday morning, I think. Tickets went on sale for Honor Club members on Thursday, I believe. And it was announced that 60% of Honor Club members, 60% of Madison Square Garden was sold out. If you don't know and you haven't heard, you're probably living under a rock. Ring of Honor New Japan are running a show at Madison Square Garden on April 6th, 2019. It's historic. It's groundbreaking. I never thought any other company would be running Madison Square Garden ever. But it's really happening. It's not a dream. It's reality. So the tickets went on sale to the general public at 10 a.m. Or maybe that was yesterday. Anyways, it's official. It is official. Ring of Honor and New Japan have sold out Madison Square Garden. It is officially a sellout. That's big. That's huge for the wrestling industry. It's great. It is great news for the wrestling business. It is a great time. My opinion, the best time to be a wrestling fan because so many companies are doing great work and they're doing very well. WWE is making record profits and they got signed to record TV contracts for Raw and SmackDown. New Japan, Ring of Honor are doing well. I'm sure they're making a profit. Impact Wrestling doing well. In my opinion, Impact is really on the rise. Many companies in England, UK are doing well. Progress Wrestling doing very well. Ton of companies are doing really good things. So it's official. If you were trying to go, if you're on the East Coast and you want to go, hopefully you got a ticket. And I'm sure the tickets were probably pretty expensive. Unless you're in the nosebleed seats. I don't know the price. But New Japan, Ring of Honor, G1 Supercard officially sold out. Here is some of the talent that is appearing on the show for Ring of Honor. Flip Gordon, Matt Taven, Bully Ray, the Briscoes, Marty Scurll, and probably also Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. New Japan stars that have been confirmed for the G1 Supercard. Naito, Okada, and Tanahashi. Also, I expect Kenny Omega to be on the show too. He'll probably be in the main event. So congratulations to Ring of Honor and New Japan for selling out the Garden. Just amazing accomplishment. Just great. Very happy. I'm very happy for New Japan and Ring of Honor to sell out the Garden. I mean, the house that built the WWF, WWF, WWE, it was said for a lot of years that Madison Square Garden was Vince's house, his father's house, his grandfather's house. And yeah, I know other events have been held in Madison Square Garden, a lot of boxing fights. I believe UFC might have been there. But my opinion, wrestling is made Madison Square Garden famous. My opinion. It's the arena too, but I feel like there's been more wrestling shows there than basketball games, New York Knicks, New York Rangers. I feel like more wrestling shows have run Madison Square Garden than any other events. So anyways, on to the next topic on this List Live episode. NXT is kind of not breaking news, but it was breaking news 2 days ago. Aleister Black was injured last weekend at a live event, I think in Las Vegas. Aleister Black injured, tore his groin, I think. Bottom line, Aleister Black was injured, and he's out of the triple threat match at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. He's out of it. He can't compete. It really, really, really sucks, in my opinion. I'm a fan of Aleister Black. I wanted to see a triple threat, but NXT has made things better. Probably mostly Triple H, because he runs things, and I believe he's a head booker, and he makes the decisions of what matches are going to be at takeovers. So NXT, Aleister Black is out. That sucks, but they gave Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa have gotten a gimmick match for the NXT Championship. It is now a last man standing match. Last man standing. Johnny wrestling Tommaso Ciampa. It's going to be awesome at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 next Saturday night. I'll be watching it. I'll be on Twitter also live tweeting it. So if you haven't heard, breaking news, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano is now last man standing for the NXT Championship. Those two guys have got one of the hottest feuds in wrestling going on. They're going to tear the house down. I know it. They're going to deliver and put on a 5-star last man standing match. I'm sure it'll be epic. Next topic. And I didn't know I didn't hear his last man standing until today when I was listening to Busted Open on Sirius XM. Great wrestling show. I listen to it daily. Hosted by Dave LaGreco and Bully Ray, and Mark Henry's also the host. Tommy Dreamer's also a host. Anyways, Busted Open. Shout out to Busted Open. They're a great show to listen to if you're a wrestling fan on Sirius XM, I believe, channel 93. So I'm a big fan of Busted Open. I think it's an awesome show. Very entertaining. So that's where I heard Johnny Wrestling and Tommaso Ciampa their match is now last man standing. On to the next topic on this list live. And this is big. This is huge news if it becomes true. And I don't think it's just talk and just a rumor. I think this is like 80 to 90% chance this could really happen. It's been reported Chris Jericho is expected to end up in Impact Wrestling. And maybe some of you that don't follow Impact are saying, how could Jericho go to Impact Wrestling? Why would he do that? He's the current New Japan Intercontinental Champion. Jericho wouldn't want to piss off Vince McMahon. Why would he go to work for Impact Wrestling? An American wrestling company. Also, they're based in Canada, basically. And somebody in the chat said, hey, Justin, hello. If you're still watching, hello. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a good Friday. And hope you have a good weekend, whoever's watching. But you may ask yourself, if you don't watch Impact, if you don't know about who's running Impact, Don Callis is running it. And Don Callis is a really good friend of Jericho. Really good friend of Jericho. So Don Callis said in an interview he wanted to bring in, that his goal is to bring in Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. That was Don Callis's statement. He wants to bring in Jericho and Kenny Omega eventually to Impact Wrestling. I don't know if just for one big pay-per-view. But anyways, it's been rumored and reported Jericho may appear at the pay-per-view Bound for Glory 2018. And that'd be awesome. That'd be really awesome, I think, to have Jericho in Impact Wrestling. It would definitely bring a lot of Jericho fans and maybe some new fans over to Impact Wrestling to see Jericho on a Impact pay-per-view. So anyways, it's been speculated as I'm reading about this that Jericho will be making an appearance at Bound for Glory in October in New York City. And it takes place 2 weeks before Jericho's wrestling cruise. And it could be last minute. Jericho could just show up at Bound for Glory or be announced for last minute increase ticket sales. So anyways, Jericho was asked on Twitter by, I guess it was a couple fans asking Jericho about would he ever go to Impact Wrestling, and why someone asked Jericho would you ever consider going to Impact Wrestling? Jericho wrote back, of course. Another tweet Jericho posted during Slammiversary. Jericho said he was watching Slammiversary and it's a great show so far. He said LAX and the OGs, Tommy Dreamer, Eddie Edwards, and Tessa Blanchard are the highlights. And then Jericho tweeted Impact Wrestling's Twitter handle. And then another fan asked Jericho when he said he would never work for another wrestling company in the U.S. because he didn't want to disrespect Vince McMahon and piss him off, or that he would never disrespect Vince. Another fan said, you've been adamant about not wrestling on American soil for any other company. And then they said, like, why? Or basically they tried saying to Jericho, you said you wouldn't work for any other company and wrestle for them. Jericho wrote back and said, people change their minds. I agree. People can change their minds any damn time they want. Now, Jericho does not work for WWE right now, so if I was Jericho, I don't know, I may text Vince McMahon, say I'm going to work for Impact because Don Callis is a friend of mine. But I don't know, really, Jericho doesn't have to tell Vince. because Vince is not paying Jericho right now. Vince is not feeding Jericho's family. The guy's an independent contractor. Jericho can work for any damn company he wants, and I hope Jericho decides to show up in Impact Wrestling. I would like to see it, and I would mark out and pop for it if Jericho showed up at Bound for Glory. I think it'd be great, and it'd be awesome for Impact, and it'd be awesome for Jericho to work with some of the talent in Impact. So the next topic might be the final topic I talk about. It will be this topic that I read. This kind of shocked me. I wasn't expecting to hear this, but Colt Cabana is suing. Used to be his best friend, CM Punk. Colt Cabana is suing CM Punk because Punk offered, I guess he told him in texts or emails, Punk told Cabana he would pay for his entire legal fees against that the WWE was fighting, suing Cabana and Punk. So Punk told Cabana, I guess, I don't know if it's true, but I don't think Colt Cabana's a liar. I think Colt Cabana's a good guy, stand-up guy. And CM Punk, I always thought you were an a-hole, but now, after hearing this, you just told your best friend, Colt Cabana, he's on his own to pay huge legal fees after you told him you would help him. I thought you were always an a-hole, especially in 2014 after you walked away from wrestling anyways, and I still think, CM Punk, you are an a-hole. You're an asshole because you keep saying in interviews, I am never going back to wrestling. I'm done forever. Okay, bitter old man. Yeah, right. I don't believe that crap. And if you are done forever, CM Punk, that is fucking sad because you're so goddamn bitter and you can't get over what WWE and Vince did to you. You're so goddamn bitter you can't work for another company. You hate wrestling so much. You despise wrestling so much. And you're so goddamn bitter that you keep saying you're done with wrestling forever. That's what pisses me off the most. Wrestling made you a star. Wrestling made you a millionaire. I swear, if I was in the same shoes as CM Punk, if I was CM Punk, I would not say I'm done forever. I would not feel that way. I would maybe hate WWE and never want to work for them again. Fine. But I would want to go somewhere else. If I grew up loving pro wrestling, like supposedly CM Punk has, he got into wrestling, became a huge star, made millions of dollars. I mean, how do you end up saying you hate wrestling now and you want no part of it because of a bad taste left in your mouth by one company? Go to Ring of Honor, go to New Japan, go to any indie company, work for them. You're gonna just sit home, or obviously you're not a MMA fighter because you got your ass beat twice. So hopefully you're done trying to play MMA fighter. You're gonna just sit home, not make any new income, and I don't know, try to act, try to get in BZ horror movies with your wife. You're gonna just try to act and take little movie roles. How boring, in my opinion. CM Punk, at least in 2019, you should show up at Madison Square Garden for the Ring of Honor New Japan show. You should show up and just get over it. What WWE and Vince did to you, get the fuck over it and get off your ass. I know you got off your ass and you did try to fight in UFC. And that showed that CM Punk has a lot of balls, that he tried to fight in UFC and actually thought he'd be good and win, which he was not good and he never won. And the guy trained for like 3-4 years and he still got his ass beat by an amateur fighter. Anyways, enough bashing him. But that's a fact. He tried his best and he failed. Got his ass beat. And I would never do that. If I was in CM Punk's shoes, I would never try to go to UFC because I would get my ass beat. And I would have absolutely... I wouldn't want to be in UFC anyways. If I was a former pro wrestler, I would just sit home a couple years, rest, recharge my batteries, and go back to the indies or go back to ROH. I don't understand CM Punk's thinking that the guy's done with wrestling forever. I will never understand that. I don't even understand how he can say that. If he grew up loving it and now he hates it, I don't get it. I don't understand that crap. Just get over it. Quit being butthurt, quit being bitter, and go work for awesome company like Ring of Honor New Japan. They'll treat you good. They won't disrespect you like Vince. And I'm sure you could be a main eventer in Ring of Honor or New Japan. Even though you were a main eventer in WWE and you were just bitter and angry and pissed off that you didn't get to main event WrestleMania. Yes, he should have, but he didn't. Big deal. Get over it. A lot of legendary wrestlers and great talent have not main evented WrestleMania. They don't run away and leave and take the ball and go home. And I do take into consideration that CM Punk was not just angry and bitter and started hating wrestling before he left WWE. I also take into consideration the guy was burned out. He burned himself out, but that's his problem. He could have stayed home a year, rested, could have stayed home 6 months, and came back. So anyways, I'm going to read about Colt Cabana suing CM Punk. He's filed a lawsuit against Phil Brooks, CM Punk, for breach of contract and fraud stemming from defamation lawsuit a couple months ago. According from documents obtained by the Chicago Sun-Times, Cabana's lawsuit contends... Just give me a minute here. I need a drink. So CM Punk's lawsuit, where was I in this reading? So the lawsuit says Punk promised to help him with legal fees that were being just piled up. Ton of legal fees. While the pair fought against the lawsuit brought to them by WWE's doctor over comments made on a podcast years ago, Punk and Colt Cabana were both cleared of the lawsuit and are now... But now there's a new legal battle between them. I don't know if Colt Cabana and CM Punk are ever going to be friends again. Doesn't sound like it. As I said, I think CM Punk is an asshole. And the guy supposedly said anybody that worked for WWE, even if they were his good friends, I don't know if he's still friends with Kofi Kingston either. So anyways, Cabana claims that he got a text from Punk stating he'd be 100% cut for his legal fee as they were going to lawsuit. The lawsuit claims Punk failed to live up to the agreement, with the legal fees totaling $513,000. Again, I don't know if Punk and Cabana had an agreement on paper. Who knows? But Cabana said they did. Cabana also said he included an email that allegedly he got from CM Punk and said whatever my bill is currently, he says it will be cut in half. And then whatever other stuff. So anyways, Colt Cabana has filed a lawsuit against CM Punk asking for $200,000 in damages, as well as another $1 million and more damages. So over $1 million he's suing him for. And anyways, kind of a sad story. I'm not sad about it. I don't give a rat's ass if Colt Cabana and CM Punk are no longer friends. I don't care. But I do think CM Punk's an asshole and not a good friend. Sounds like any of his close friends. The guy's not a good friend to them. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode of The List Live. I talked about Renee Young on Raw commentary. Talked about New Age friend. I don't care. But I do think CM Punk's an asshole. Not a good friend. It sounds like any of his friends. The guy's not a good friend. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode of The List Live. I talked about Renee Young on commentary. About New Japan Ring of Honor sellout. They sold Japan Ring of Honor sellout. They sold out MSG. 2 thumbs up for them. Bravo to them. That is a hell of an accomplishment. No other wrestling company that since I've been alive, and I was born in the early 80s, no wrestling company since I've been alive has sold out Madison Square Garden other than WWF, WWF, or WWE. What else did I talk about? Jericho may end up no since I've been alive has sold out Madison Square Garden other than WWF or WWE. About Jericho and Impact Wrestling, debut for Colt and Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, and debut at Bound for Glory, and Colt Cabana sues CM Punk. Hope you enjoyed, and I talked about Johnny Wrestling. Tommaso Ciampa is now last man standing. Hope you enjoyed this live episode of The List. Hopefully I didn't get cut off. Bye for now.